hunting down senators. You want to talk about AOC saying Ted Cruz almost murdered me? What about all of those rabid feminists that were wearing pussy hats that were hunting down people, storming into Chuck Grassley's office?
Candace Owens is the host of Candace. She joins us tonight. Candace, it's great to see you tonight. You just can't help but notice, and this is once again for the 120th time, not an endorsement of trespassing or blowing past cops or hitting cops or anything like that that happened on January 6th. However, if you're putting people in jail indefinitely for meandering through a building that all of us have a claim on, the Capitol, and letting murderers go free, maybe your agenda isn't law and order or justice.
Yeah, of course their agenda is not law and order or justice. And I can tell you specifically as somebody who lived in Washington, D.C., who lives in Washington, D.C. over the last 3 years, during the summer, Tucker, D.C. burned for 6 weeks because of the George Floyd protests. People's private businesses were invaded. There was looting. There was rioting. You couldn't go outside. You had to worry every day. We had to wonder, is our car going to be smashed? Every day you woke up and there were more issues because the Democrats were basically saying, it's fine. Black Americans are allowed to run over and do what they want because George Floyd died in Minnesota. Now, what did those black Americans get? Well, they got a bunch of celebrities that were basically rallying to make sure that they could get them out of prison. They were saying, let's pay their bail. The mayor of D.C. actually painted an entire street, Black Lives Matter Plaza. We now have a Black Lives Matter Plaza. They were awarded for their bad behavior. So if you're wondering why these young girls think they can go up to an Uber driver and do this sort of a thing on camera and they don't expect to get in trouble, because we have a system that has told them that they are not supposed to get in trouble because violence and anger is understandable if you're a black American. And you look at the Capitol riots. I remember actually getting phone calls from my parents and saying, are you okay? What's going on, Candace? What's going on? Is everything okay? Because they were watching the media and not realizing that it didn't even register. On a scale of 1 to Black Lives Matter, what happened in D.C. was virtually nothing on January 6th, and I could not believe the overreaction. You want to know what it was like in D.C. also during Brett Kavanaugh hearings? I was there. Also absolute madness. Why wasn't that called an insurrection? Didn't we have rabid feminists storming into the building, chasing down senators? You want to talk about AOC saying Ted Cruz almost murdered me? What about all of those rabid feminists that were wearing pussy hats that were hunting down people, storming into Chuck Grassley's office? Remember, they had a sit-in inside of his office saying, this man, we cannot have Brett Kavanaugh. Let me tell you, I'm a survivor, running up these people into elevators. And yet it was not called an insurrection. It was called what? A mostly peaceful protest. These people are understandable. They were just trying to vent their concerns about the direction in which America was going into. It is a double standard. It's a sinister double standard. What happened on January 6th was, to me, the Reichstag fire happening all over again in America. Democrats use it to consolidate power and to trample over the civil rights of half of the country because they want to make sure that they have no political adversaries going forward.
Amazing. I'd actually forgotten about the Brett Kavanaugh moment. I tried to keep score because I don't want to go insane, but you're absolutely right. It all came flooding back to me. Insurrection. Candace Owens, great to see you. Thank you as always.